Imagine the loudest sound in the world. It's not a scream, and it's not an explosion. In 2026, the loudest sound in the world is the silence of a phone that never lights up. It is the text message that never comes.
Oof, that hits a little too close to home right out of the gate. You're talking about the digital void.
I am. And I want to start with a number that genuinely scared me when I saw it, 75%. That is the percentage of singles who have been ghosted while dating or using apps this year. 3 out of every 4 people have had someone they were connecting with just vanish. No explanation, no goodbye, just a puff of smoke.
75%? That is staggering. I mean, I knew it was bad. I think we all have that one story, or 5, but I didn't realize it had become the statistical norm. It's like we've normalized emotional disappearance.
Exactly. And that brings us to the core question we're exploring today. We have more tools to connect than any generation in human history. We have algorithms that promise to find us our soulmate within a 5-mile radius. Yet, we are arguably the loneliest cohort of daters to ever exist. So, I have to ask, is modern dating just difficult, or is it actually a tragedy?
A tragedy, that's a heavy word, but when you look at the emotional wreckage, yeah, maybe it fits. It feels like we traded romance for logistics.
Let's rewind the clock 20 years. If you wanted to meet someone, the stakes were inherently higher and the pool was smaller. You met at work, through a friend, or maybe at a bar. There was social accountability. If you ghosted a friend of a friend, you looked like a jerk to your entire social circle.
Right? You couldn't just disappear because you'd run into them at the next barbecue. Now, you swipe on a stranger, you chat for 2 days, and if you stop replying, who cares? They're just a pixel on a screen.
Precisely. We've moved from a scarcity mindset, where finding a connection felt like a rare gift, to an abundance mindset. We have infinite options in our pockets. Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. It's an endless buffet. But here's the tragic irony. Psychology tells us that human beings are terrible at handling infinite choice.
Oh, the paradox of choice. I've read about this. It's the idea that if you go to a grocery store and there are 3 jams, you pick one and you're happy. If there are 50 jams, you leave empty-handed because you're paralyzed.
Or, even worse, you pick a jam, but you never enjoy it because you're constantly wondering if the blueberry one would have tasted better. That is modern dating. We are so obsessed with optimizing our partner, finding the perfect height, the perfect job, the perfect witty banter, that we treat human beings like products on a shelf.
I am totally guilty of this. I've caught myself swiping left on perfectly nice people because of the pettiest things. Like, oh, his 3rd photo is a gym selfie. Pass. Or, he used the wrong emoji. Next. It's ruthless. We're judging souls based on a split-second aesthetic reaction.
And that ruthlessness is what leads to the first major symptom of this tragedy. Ghosting as the default exit strategy. Because we don't view these profiles as full, complex human beings, we don't feel we owe them basic human decency.
It's dehumanization, plain and simple. But let's talk about the impact of that. Because I had a situation recently, 4 dates. 4 amazing dates, great chemistry, deep talks, and then nothing. Radio silence. It didn't just hurt my feelings, it made me question my reality.
That is the insidious part. Ghosting erodes trust. It creates a psychological wound called ambiguous loss. You don't get closure, so your brain spins in circles trying to solve the puzzle. Did I say something wrong? Am I unlovable?
And then you get defensive. You start thinking, okay, well, I'm not going to get attached next time.
Exactly. It creates a cycle of avoidant attachment. We are all walking around with our armor on, terrified to be vulnerable because we expect the other person to vanish. We are pre-rejecting people to save ourselves the pain. So you have 2 people on a date, both terrified, both hiding their real selves, both ready to run. How can love possibly grow in that soil?
It can't. It's like trying to grow a flower on concrete. And you mentioned the apps earlier. Aren't they designed to keep this cycle going?
That is the dark secret of the industry. Dating apps are businesses. Their goal is not to get you married and off the app. Their goal is to keep you swiping. They gamify loneliness. Every match is a dopamine hit like a slot machine.
So, we're addicted to the hunt, not the catch.
We are addicted to the validation. The match proves you are desirable. The actual date? That's work. That's awkward silences and paying for dinner and risking rejection. Why do the hard work of building a relationship when you can get the high of a new match from your couch?
That is so bleak. It makes me think about that client story you told me off air once. The one who had success on paper but was miserable.
Yes, that story haunts me. I was working with a woman who was the total package. Successful, gorgeous, funny. She had been on the apps for 3 years. She had hundreds of matches, dozens of first dates. By all metrics, she was winning at modern dating.
But she wasn't happy.
She broke down in my office one day. She looked at me and said, "I'm exhausted. I have become someone I hate. I treat people like options, not humans. And I can feel them doing the exact same thing to me." She said she felt like a commodity in a marketplace, depreciating in value every day she didn't find the one.
Wow, depreciating in value. That is a heartbreaking way to view your own life.
That was the moment it clicked for me. The tragedy isn't that we can't find love. The tragedy is that we have built a system that trains us to treat love as disposable. We have convinced ourselves that there is always someone better, just one swipe away.
It's the illusion of the upgrade. Why settle for this person who has a weird laugh and likes bad movies when the algorithm might deliver a supermodel who loves French cinema tomorrow?
Correct. But here is the philosophical kicker. Love isn't about finding a perfect person. It is about seeing an imperfect person perfectly. It is about the friction, the compromise, the building of something unique. The apps remove the friction, and in doing so, they remove the glue that holds relationships together.
So, we are efficient, we are optimized, and we are alone.
We are efficiently lonely. Studies show that young adults are dating less than ever before. About 30% are actively opting out of the dating market entirely. They are choosing solitude over the mental anguish of the swipe culture.
I can't blame them. It feels like we've turned romance into a second job that doesn't pay and has a toxic HR department. But is it hopeless? Are we just doomed to be digital ghosts haunting each other's phones?
I don't think it's hopeless, but I think it requires a radical rebellion. We have to stop playing the game by the algorithm's rules.
What does that look like? Deleting the apps?
Maybe. Or using them differently. It means slowing down. It means refusing to ghost, even when it's uncomfortable. If you aren't interested, send the text. "Hey, I enjoyed meeting you, but I don't feel a romantic connection. I wish you the best."
That sounds terrifying, but also incredibly respectful. It restores humanity to the process.
It does. It acknowledges that the person on the other end is real. And it means letting go of the checklist. Stop looking for the perfect avatar and start looking for a connection that feels real, even if it comes in a package you didn't expect.
It's about being brave enough to be boring, in a way. To sit through the awkwardness, to put the phone away, to actually look someone in the eyes.
Exactly. The antidote to a tragic system is individual heroism. And in this case, the heroic act is simply treating people with care. It's refusing to treat a human soul like a disposable coffee cup.
That's a powerful shift. From consumer to connector.
We have to remember that behind every profile, every pixelated photo, is a person with a history, with fears, with a desire to be seen. If we can remember that, if we can bring empathy back into the equation, we might just survive this digital winter.
It's almost funny. We spent all this technology trying to make dating easier, and the solution is to go back to the hardest, oldest thing in the world, being vulnerable.
The technology changed, but the human heart didn't. We still need the same things we needed 1,000 years ago: safety, consistency, and to be known. The tragedy ends when we stop swiping and start seeing.
That is a beautiful place to pause. It makes you want to throw your phone in the ocean, but in a good way.
Laughs. Don't throw it in the ocean, just maybe put it face down for an hour.
Deal.
To everyone listening, we know it's rough out there. If you're feeling the burnout, you aren't broken. The system is. But you have the power to change how you interact with it.
Be the person you want to date. Don't be a ghost. Be a friendly, tangible human.
A tangible human. I like that. Let's all try to be a little more tangible this week. Thank you for diving into the mess with us today.
Catch you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep your hearts open. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's fix this mess together. We love you. See you in the next one.